My grandmother's name is Sylvia Nee Garlic Kickett, and my mother is Pryor, and I am a proud Balladong lady, and I am a single mother with 5 children and 7 grandchildren. I am a recovering drug addict, and my poison was crystal meth and also a survivor of domestic violence. Throughout my life, I had some very traumatic events. Witnessing my mother go through domestic violence, being abandoned by a parent, losing my baby at 8 months old to SIDS, and the father of my daughters was having a secret affair with my sister. And I only thought that sort of stuff happened on Bold and Beautiful and Young and Restless. But moving forward, I found I couldn't bear the pain of the betrayal, and alcohol wasn't enough to heal the broken heart. I was slowly having a mental and emotional breakdown. Somehow, at my weakest point in life, I was introduced to crystal meth, a bag of little white powder, and little did I know it would become my best friend. I started to take the drug sociably on the weekend, as it would give me the energy and numb feeling to make life go on. As I still had 4 children, I had to cater for and be strong for, as I was a single mother. Unfortunately, this poison I was putting into my body had started to have a more strong hold on me, and this is when my life started to derail. From having a perfectly in control lifestyle to suddenly having no control. My sleeping pattern was out of whack, so I would wake up late for kids to go to school, or I'd be late picking them up because I was chasing the drug. This drug was destroying me and my family. It was tearing us apart in ways I didn't know, so eventually my children moved in with my mother. As I was getting more and more hooked on the drug, eventually I would lose my house, the rent money was going on drugs, addiction was creeping in, and I couldn't see it. I started to get involved in relationships with blokes, also in the drug scene, and they were just as broken as I was. And that's when I would experience domestic violence, as the drugs can make people very aggressive and worthless. One minute you're on a high, next minute you're on a low. One day I was hit with a baseball bat all over my body from head to toe, then put in a boot of a car by one of the blokes, right in front of my mother and auntie, and all I could hear was them screaming and shouting as I went down the road. Gee, I must have put my mother through some restless and sleepless nights. But now my self-esteem was that low, I didn't care if I died. All I was doing was medicating myself with the drug. I was slowly hitting rock bottom, living from house to house, getting involved in criminal activities, going in and out of jail. This was going on for years. I had given rehab a go, twice. First time was to beat the system. Second time was to get my kids back into my life. I'd done 4 months, but it wasn't long enough. I got out early. I didn't realise until then I should have stayed in longer, because I just fell back into hell again. This time I was having more drugs in my system. I was getting paranoid, depressed and angry. My soul and spirit was gone. I didn't sleep for about a week. My mind was playing tricks on me and I needed a miracle. Road to recovery. I praise the Lord and thank Him all the time, as I was finally put away in Bandia and I was sentenced to 18 months. This was in 2008. Once I started to come back to normal and had time to think, I thought of my children and how I wasn't going to be with them, but I needed to be punished. So instead of looking at it in a negative way and feeling sorry for myself, I changed it into a positive. I was going to get all the help I could get whilst in Bandia and also Baronia. Keeping my focus on my children and turning to the Lord, I decided to get counselling, do all the courses relating to drug addiction, domestic violence and also parenting skills. I was released in February 2010, continuing on with my counselling on the outside and connecting up with volunteering work at Food Bank. From Pryor, I then managed to get a part-time job cleaning motel rooms, slowly building my resume up and then connecting up to Compass Group, and got a full-time employment cleaning up in the mines. I had to learn to balance my life with my children and working away. It was hard, but I had to rebuild my life. After 2 years, things started to change. All the hard work I was doing started to pay off. I got a traineeship with BHP. Eight of us Aboriginal ladies from all over Australia were on our way to the Pilbara to drive big machinery. This is the start of my mining career and start of a new life. This is my first machine I started on up there, a big 793 dump truck. I battled to see over the steering wheel, and every time people go past me, they say, "Where she is?" I'll be waving at them. Next one was, it's a big service truck. I'd go around filling up all the fuel bullets. I'd stand probably close to that, halfway between that tyre at the front there. But yeah. Also, grader and wheel loader. Fixing all the roads, making all the roads for the trucks to drive on. And these are some of my achievements. I was on a bus stop in Perth in St George's Terrace, representing NAIDOC Week, and also in the local paper. I've done 6 years with BHP now, and I've got a few awesome awards up my sleeve. Because I do a roster of 8 and 6, half my time is spent up there and half my time is spent with my kids. So I make the most of meeting family up there. All the Noongas up there and every other Aboriginal up there, we're tight, we're close. We help each other get through the day, help each other get through the week. Because it's hard being away from family, and yes, I took my family up there one day. Took my mum, my sister and my nephew, my stepfather Robert, just to show them the big machines that I drive up there and what I do up there. I now work in this processing plant. I run up and down them conveyor belts there, so in no time I'm going to be skinny. I also, where the trucks dump all the oil, I unblock that big hole there where the truck's dumping so that the dirt can go straight through and onto the conveyor belts and then sent on the trains. That's the reclaimer. I also run up and down that long arm part there. It's another conveyor belt. And that's me, all in a day's work. And in conclusion to my story, my life journey, I realise people go through life on different journeys. I know that experiencing the journey I went through is having a big impact on my community and in my culture, and it breaks my heart as I know firsthand. It affects someone emotionally, physically and mentally. I have now rebuilt my life and have the strength and resilience to give back to the community. By being a voice and having the knowledge to overcome these issues, it will be my passion to help the next generation stand strong together and make a change. We are strong women from a very strong and powerful culture.
I'll leave them off because I'll get into mine next, but that just goes to show you and myself how we as women, mothers, aunties, nieces can fight that devil and tread on that devil and kill him in one instant. That's what Lorraine had done. I've known Lorraine for a very long time. And she has just woken my eyes up of how powerful your inner spirit can be to win that, to go that far and get in them massive big trucks like. I can drive a manual and I can drive a truck and a bus, but when I see the big things like, wonderful Lorraine, your story is just so inspirational. A lot of people in our community are still trying to walk through that. Some live, some die, some people cannot make it, it's too much. But she did it and she made it. And I am just so proud to hear that story, and I've been waiting to hear that story for a while. As soon as I said to Dina, let's get Lorraine, and we need to highlight people in our community who've done the real deal.
Amen.
Who's been through the real deal of life. How fantastic. Thank you, Lorraine, for sharing your story with us. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, we have had another lady who was supposed to talk, Teresa Miller, but that's been cancelled. So Dina said, Dina, I think you better have something to say. So she put me on the list. So I'm going to do a talk, and we're just going to get the PowerPoint back on. So where's your little gun? I know how